What's going on, guys? It's currently very early in the morning. I've just woke up, checked Twitter, and lo and behold, it would seem the single largest Black Ops 2 Zombies leak ever has just occurred, as Twitter user Nanacos, over the course of last night, tweeted out several documents from several maps in Black Ops 2 before eventually linking to a Google Drive which contains what appears to be hundreds of documents. And so what I want to talk about today is actually something I found while perusing through some of the TranZit documents. And believe it or not, it's actually the answer to one of the biggest mysteries of all time for that map. So back in Black Ops 2, on the map TranZit, players have always speculated on why Nacht Der Untoten appears on the map. It's an oddity. We know in World at War that Nacht took place overseas. Presumably in other games it does too. And we know TranZit takes place in the northwestern United States, in Hanford, Washington. We've all heard the cases be made about whether it's a replica or 115 displacement. But one thing in particular from these files puts that debate to rest in the most spectacular way imaginable. The portion I found, which talks about this specifically, simply reads, quote, "Side quest. Save the OG crew. Dead in prototype," that's actually what Nacht is referred to in the game files of Black Ops 2, "players must free them to start their journey in World at War." So, whilst that's not a lot to go off of, there's actually quite a bit to break down there. Mainly the fact that this is bluntly the cycle. This is presumably how the OG main cycle in Ether would have formed if they had fully implemented this into the map at the start of Black Ops 2 like Jimmy Zelensky had wanted to. That is absolutely mind-boggling, considering that while we did get some actual hints towards the main loop that our characters are stuck in towards the end of Black Ops 2, namely in the Die Rise intro and quotes in Buried in Origins, the cycle itself wasn't fully unveiled until all the way at the end of Revelations in Black Ops 3 DLC 4, an entire game and almost 4 whole years later. So yeah, Victus would have revived Ultimus, who were dead for some reason at Nacht, in the cornfield of TranZit, and we would have effectively created a loop where they go back in time to 1945 and do the events of World at War to overloading the teleporter in Doris with the Wunderwaffe, sending them to Kino der Toten in Black Ops 1, to completing Richthofen's grand scheme in Moon, blowing up the Earth, creating the foundations for Black Ops 2, leading directly back into TranZit where Victus discover them and do it all over again. And that's basically it. There's a metric ton in these files, and just from looking around, they do appear to be quite authentic. There's even a bunch of stuff for Latumbe, which we know got confirmed as being 100% real in the Origins pre-alpha that leaked back in December as being the original name for Origins, and other things like the idea that TranZit was meant to take place 100 years after the Earth got blown up, which they say in these docs would have been on December 21st, 2012, which in of itself is a massive callback to the Mayan Doomsday Prophecy of 2012. That would also perfectly explain why the disc in the front of the MPD is a massive Mayan/Aztec calendar. By the way, the 100 years thing suddenly explains why the Black Ops 2 version of Damned is called 100 AE. If we take this information into consideration for that, it would mean that the title is meant to be read as 100 years after extinction. There's a ton of really cool tidbits like this in there. So, assuming YouTube doesn't remove this video or strike my channel, let me know if you guys would like to see more about this leak in the future. That's about it. We'll see you in the next one.